It's now time for the morning show on XL7-TV.
How do you count that?
Well, it just depends on where you want to start.
Oh.
See, I wanted to start at 3 and then change my mind to 5, and I can do that because I'm the director. So
No.
it was 3, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See, so
3, 5, 4, 3,
yeah,
2,
just
1.
Trying to keep you on your toes, type of thing.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the morning show on XL7-TV. I'm Bob Richtwell. This is Scooter.
Whoop whoop.
Scott Callies.
How are you?
You know, not bad.
Not bad. That's okay.
Have
For
you had
middle of the week.
For another Monday.
Yep. Yep.
How was your
Actually,
Monday?
it's hump day.
Humpty Dumpty Day.
Humpty Dumpty Day.
Just don't fall off the wall.
There you go. There you go.
How was your Monday?
Well, my Tuesday was my Monday.
Yeah,
But
but
it was okay.
how was your Monday?
It was okay.
I haven't talked to you, so I didn't know.
Yeah, we didn't.
Did y'all
I
go
forgot.
anywhere? Or?
No, I worked on my own yard. I got to work on my own stuff this time.
Wow.
You know, we've been like you know, doing a little bit of mowing. Not like you, not that much, but Austin had some mowing jobs and stuff. And it seems like you become like a mechanic where you work on other people's vehicles and yours is the worst running. That's how my yard was. With mowing other people's, my yard looked terrible. So I got to spend the day working on my own yard.
You know what's pretty bad? I've got to hire somebody to weed eat my yard.
I believe that.
Well, I can't run the blower,
Yeah.
right? And I can't run the weed eater. So I have to pay somebody to weed eat my grass.
Yeah,
And like you
I
say,
get it.
and like you say, you're the mechanic that's car
Yeah.
don't run.
Yeah.
Of course, you're the guy that has 3 lawnmowers and you can't cut your own grass.
Yeah, you
I
never.
do cut my grass, but I can't trim it. It makes it look like crap.
But you probably don't cut it as often as you'd like because you're cutting other
Because
people's.
you don't have time.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
that's the thing I'm getting at is my
But,
yard was looking pretty rough, so it was nice to be able to do my own yard and
At your own pace, not have
Yes.
to be in a hurry.
I had so much cleanup with all the storms and all that. So I said, all right, we're going to break it up in sections. We're going to clean up everything. We're going to mow it, weed eat it, trim it, make it look nice, move on to the next section. And the cleanup just took a while.
Yeah. I did one last weekend that sitting in my mower, I could not see the highway. You could hear the cars coming and going by, but it was so tall you could not see the highway.
I did that one time, and that was enough for me. It's sitting on one of those zero turns, and the grass is taller than you. You're like, what the heck?
Yeah, because
And
you
can't.
and
You don't know
never
what you're
mowed
going to
it
hit.
before. If it's your first time,
Yes.
you don't know what's in there. I was slinging turtles. I hate
Well,
to say it, but it's happened. You
The
know,
one that I had, I was slinging kids' toys everywhere, just running over them. You could hear, well, there went that kid toy.
Yep. So, see you later.
Oh,
How about a little prayer this morning?
we need it.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Prayers brought to you by Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas. With all our respect, is not just their motto, it's how they do business and how you'll be treated. Renata Jenkins Byland and her staff all across the state of Arkansas with 29 locations to serve you. One in Memphis, Tennessee will do exactly that. They will show you the respect that's needed and required to do the job for you. And now the morning prayer. Lord, we just thank you for everything you do for us, Lord. And we just want to praise you and thank you for the weather that's coming this week in our direction. And it's going to be a bit cooler and no rain and people will be able to get caught up on things that they've been a little lax on. Lord, we just thank you for that. Lord, we just pray that you will continue to be with us as we do our weekly travels. And Lord, we just pray that you'll be with all the student athletes that do travel as well. Lord, as always, we just pray for our government, federal and state and local. We pray for our doctors, our nurses, our policemen, firemen, first responders, EMTs, and such. And we just pray that you'll keep them all safe. And Lord, it's in your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Roller Funeral Home of Arkansas, with all our respect. If you don't know where the Roller Funeral Home is locally, take a trip up Highway 5 North, past Hospital Drive, start looking to your right, and you will see probably the biggest American flag you've seen in a long time. Pull in there, and that is Roller Funeral Home, with all our respect. You're watching the morning show on XL7-TV. We're going to have a quick word from Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team. Be back in a moment.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
But how will we?
The car! Your offer's been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we?
The closing!
And we're back. Bob and Linda Zadora, Century 21 Lee Mack Realtors, the Z Team, 870-405-0793 is their phone number. RetiredArkansas.net is their website. You can go there and click on live views, and this is what you might see. Smoke on the water.
Smoke on the water. Hey, yesterday was really foggy out.
Yeah.
And it stayed foggy in town till like noon.
Yeah, almost noon.
Yes. It was crazy. I went out later and I'm like, it's still foggy. We always talk about how the sun comes out and cuts it away, but it wasn't going away.
No, it was not happening. What you're looking at is a foggy shot from Marion County back into Baxter County, and this is what it looks like when the sun's shining.
I got it right here. Sorry. Nope. And I said I had it, and then I hit the button and close it. There we go.
And that is the shot. That's a still shot that was taken way back, what, a year ago?
A couple of years ago,
couple
maybe.
years ago. And off to your left, as it says there, Bull Shoals is there, Rainbow Bridge, the old railroad bridge is there as well. Way off in the distance is the state of Missouri. Mountain Home is to your right. The town of Cotter, Arkansas is straight ahead. The baseball field, Railroad Museum, Contractors Trust is off to the right, and the beautiful White River. This is what we call God's country. If you're interested in taking a look at anything in this area, give Bob and Linda Zadora a call at 870-405-0793. Or you can periodically check the retiredtoarkansas.net website, go to live views, and you'll have a shot like this right now, but throughout the day this will change as the sun comes up, burns that fog off. It'll be a wonderful shot today. It's going to be very clear, and it's going to be a great day in the Ozarks. Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793 is the number. Give them a call. Let's take a look at the temperature, Scooter. Temperature in Mountain Home is 67, Harrison 66, Batesville 70, Yellville is 67, Marshall 66, Salem 67, Mountain View 66, Calico Rock 67, West Plains, Missouri 67, Springfield, Missouri is 63, Poplar Bluff, Missouri 65, and St. Louis is 65. And taking a look at the radar, as you can see all across the United States of America, the Northeast is getting a little bath up there, a little bit of rain. Let's zoom in some and take a look at Arkansas from a closer view. State of Arkansas looks like there's a little bit of rain down Texarkana, down that area, Shreveport, Louisiana and such. Nothing in our immediate area for sure. Hurricane K brings potential impact to the south. Well, you know, it's a pretty good distance off, and we'll just leave her be down there. You ever mess with a hurricane, Scooter?
No. I don't. No. That's all I'm going to say is no.
1985, I was on an oil rig 50 miles offshore. Hurricane Juan decides to come through. Yeah, that's for another story.
Rode through a tornado one time, but
yeah, a little bit different from a tornado and a hurricane. Watches and warnings, a bunch of things going on up in the northwest. Nothing in our immediate area. Up around Chicago looks like they've got some flood advisory going on up there. Around for Arkansas, Oklahoma, Missouri, Kansas, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, there's nothing there. 7-day forecast, patchy fog today, then sunny, high of 84. Low tonight of 61, high tomorrow of 83 and sunny. Clear tomorrow night, low of 59, getting into the 50s at night.
woo-hoo.
High Friday, 84. Friday night, low of 61. Saturday, slight chance of rain, high of 82. Saturday night, low of 63. Mostly sunny and slight chance of thunderstorms, high of 81 on Sunday. Next Monday looks like the high is going to be near 77, and next Tuesday it's going to be sunny and a high of 79. Pollen count. Tree pollen, none today, none tomorrow, none on Friday. Grass is moderate today, none tomorrow, and none on Friday. Ragweed is high today, very high tomorrow, and very high on Friday. So if you're afraid of the little ragweed, you probably ought to stay inside.
It's getting a lot of people.
Is it? Mm-hmm. Lake levels, Lake Norfolk 555.44, which is 3.44 above full pool of 552. Last report, which was from yesterday at 1 o'clock, they were generating 2. No update on that as of right now. Lake Bull Shoals is 660.21, which is 1.21 above full pool of 659. And at last report, they were generating 5. They haven't updated that. We just checked right before we took the break. And that's the weather and the dam reports and lake level update for you. Brought to you by Bob and Linda Zadora, 870-405-0793. Retiredtoarkansas.net is their website. These are realtors you can recommend to your friends, and I always say they're busy, but never too busy to assist you with your realty needs. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7 TV. Got a couple community news things that's going on. The important stuff, Scooter.
There you go.
Knights of Columbus Paul Bunyan breakfast. All you care to eat: scrambled eggs, biscuits and gravy, pancakes, sausage links, coffee and juice. All brought to you to your table on china with silverware.
Real China.
Real, no plastic.
No chinette.
No chinette. Or as the French say, no plastique.
No plastique.
$8 for adults, $4 for children under 12. Takeout orders are available. It's Saturday, September the 10th, from 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. at St. Peter's the Fisherman Catholic Church at 249 Dyer Street here in Mountain Home. Proceeds support local charities. For more information about the Knights of Columbus, go to kofc.org. 2022 Republican Rally will be held on Saturday, September the 10th at Baxter County Fairgrounds from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Come meet with the state, county, district Republican candidates. Food and drinks are available. And the DAV 17th Annual Veterans Appreciation and Outreach Picnic will be October the 1st at 11 a.m. Arkansas State University Mountain Home. All veterans, active military, their families are invited to celebrate with free food, beverages, camaraderie, and lots of door prizes. The events will open up with the singing of the Star Spangled Banner from Leanne Jackson. And from 11 to 1, performance will be done by the Katie Laney Project. Food will be provided and served by the Good Samaritan Society. Members of the Naval Junior ROTC program at Mountain Home will help serve the meals. For more information, go to usveteranoutreach.org or call 870-421-2322. That, I believe, is Mr. Dan Hall. Looks like Sheriff Montgomery got another a deputy position approved by the Quorum Court, which is good. Mm-hmm. They were able to raise the wages last year, which is a good thing. Even though they have approved more deputies into the department, it'll be after January before anybody can go to the academy, and it will take 6 or 8 weeks, I think, through the academy. But then now they have to figure out how to fund it. They got 2 more deputy positions opened up, and that's going to be a good thing. It was the first time in 25 years that they got a new deputy approved 2 years ago, and that was the first time in 25 years they got a new deputy approved.
Awesome.
So Baxter County runs pretty lean as far as deputy goes.
They do a good job, though.
For as many people as they have in the territory they have to cover, they do absolutely that. They do a good job. Let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to catch here. I don't know if David talked about this yesterday or not, but did y'all talk about the stone skipping championship?
No. You go right ahead.
Mountain Home Native set a tournament record at the Great Southern Stone Skipping Championship Saturday on Lakewood Lake. Number 1 in North Little Rock. Haley Huter took first place in the women's flight Saturday with 26 skips, which is a new record.
Good job.
Isn't that exciting?
There you go. You never know.
And with that, we're going to take a commercial break. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. Be back with Dr. Jake Long, Mountain Home Public Schools. Be back in just a moment.
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home.
When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, it's our desire that you think about finding a way to live your life to the fullest while living with a serious illness. If you ever need help and support, we provide a team of healthcare professionals and volunteers that will support your physical, emotional, and spiritual aspects of life while doing the same for your family and caregivers in the comfort of your own home or wherever you call home. When you think about Hospice of the Ozarks, we hope that you grant us permission to walk on the journey with you. Your not-for-profit option since 1979.
When you're out of town, make sure your pet is with someone who will love them as much as you do. At 201 Pet Salon and Resort, your pet is cared for just as they would be at home. 201 Pet Salon and Resort is the only all-suite climate-controlled and air-filtered boarding facility in the area with private and spacious rooms to keep your pet relaxed. And with over 3/4 of an acre of fenced play area, your pet will receive the proper exercise they deserve. 201 also offers professional grooming services. Your best friend is in good hands at 201 Pet Salon and Resort in Mountain Home.
Are you looking for the best barbecue in 2 states?
Holy smokes!
Want the meatiest fall-off-the-bone ribs?
Holy smokes!
The most tender and delicious pulled pork?
Holy smokes!
The tastiest brisket in the Ozarks?
Holy smokes!
Holy Smokes Barbecue and Catering is the only place you need to go. Dine in, carry out, and the best food for your next catered event.
Holy smokes!
We're your mountain home for great barbecue cooking.
Holy smokes!
A higher calling for your taste buds.
Welcome back to The Morning Show on XL7-TV. Our guest this morning is Dr. Jake Long, Superintendent of School, Mountain Home Public Schools. How are you, sir?
I'm good.
How's things been?
School's
good. Kicked off since we've seen you last. And
that's right. And it's I guess we're starting the 3rd week of school, and so routines are about worked out. Of course, seems like all the younger kids, they go home for the Labor Day holiday, and 3 days off is enough to forget everything. So, of course, it was even for the adults too. I mean, we try to wipe that slate clean over Labor Day, because it's a long haul from now till Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. It's probably one of the greater, the longer spaces without a whole lot of intermittent breaks and all those things. But it's certainly filled with a ton of activities and things going on. But it's been a great start to the school year. There's been a strong focus on making the learning fun and re-engaging the kids as and just as engaging of activities as we possibly can, because unfortunately the past 3 years within our education school's been, balancing just a whole number of things there that have really not, you looking back on it, we would have done some things differently too, So being able to just focus on the kids, focus on the learning, we've put a strong emphasis on safety, in which, you get a little closer view on that too. We've got we have 6 SROs within our school system. There's one at every campus. The kindergarten and Pinkston campus share SROs, and so we know that having that armed officer presence is a very important layer in the overall school security, protocols. And of course, you've seen a number of things coming from both national news and headlines, and then also the state. The governor did, I'd say, earmark about $50 million to schools for making school improvement safety. And so we don't know exactly how that will come and how that will affect Mountain Home Public Schools. But what we do know is that we are already down the road on many of the recommendations that they do, that they will put a point of emphasis on. One of them having SROs. Now it's about layering in, if an SRO has to be off campus, what's that next layer in? Do you have a backup SRO? And so being able to have that kind of relationship with the city is important whenever it comes to making sure that our schools have maximum coverage in regards to that. So there's the armed presence piece. Of course, there's the mental health and counseling and reporting, side of it, which is also an important piece in just basically knowing our kids. And that's where it really lies within the teacher, and the importance of knowing the students, and whenever they come into the classroom, and recognizing that something might be different with them. And if they recognize it, then engage them and know about it, and not just letting those things go by. So
I have a couple of questions about both those two. How are the SROs funded?
So the school fully funds, I believe, 2 of them. And then the other 4 are on a cost share between the school district and the city. And so it's a percentage. And so the district fully funds, 2 of them. We did that back whenever the Parkland shooting happened, and we just said, okay, it's time to make sure we get that. And so we, the city invoices the district for, for the salaries, benefits, that go along with those, and then it's a shared cost on the other 2. And so, so it is truly a investment on both entities' part regarding there. And as we look to adding, more of those, more officers in there and layering that in, we'll look and make sure that it is a balanced approach as far as that investment from both the city and the school district, because it's important to both of them, and we're lucky to have a mayor, a city council, as well as chief of police, Eddie Griffin, that does support the SRO program, because every time they put one in the schools, that's pulling one off the streets. And we recognize, the difficulties with, hiring anybody these days, and so let alone somebody who has such in-depth training as it takes for an SRO, because it's not just throw them in there and let them go.
You made mention a moment ago about getting to know the students, recognize if there's an issue or something going on. Do each one of the campuses or each one of the buildings have their own counselor for that type of thing?
We do. So we have 2 different levels of counseling that happen within our schools. One, there's the traditional school counselor. The traditional school counselor has a number of duties on their plate outside of just counseling kids. It's also career guidance. It's also some enrollment / pathways, making sure the kids are in the right courses through the guide. That's kind of falls along the guidance curriculum standpoint. And then there is, the standpoint of, counseling kids, sitting down, visiting with them. And so that's the school counseling layer. There is also, we have a partnership with our mental health, with the mental health agencies, and our partner in that is Hometown Health. And so they also employ an agent, a therapist at each of the campuses to support our kids. And then we have two counselors, Mr. Matt Sutton and Miss Heather Hatman, as district employees that support each of the campuses district-wide. So yes, we have them in the sense of school counselors, then we have them from the mental health side, and then we have two that work district-wide to support our students. So it's a pretty comprehensive system, and there's a lot of schools in the state of Arkansas that wish that they had as good a system as we have. In fact, Matt and I were going down to talk with a group of both administrators, counselors, and leaders next Wednesday about our system and our process, because it is one that I feel like it is one that they've recognized as being one to, how to model, and it not just being, on the burdens of the school district, because those counselors that are in our system are still, we're not paying for those. We have an MOU within the agencies, and so they're supporting our kids through that way. So it's a combination there. And then, of course, whenever a crisis occurs, because anytime that there's a harm to self of others, then there's a full crisis response that involves both the agencies, school district folks, school administrators, and and the key to all that is whenever there's a tip, whether that be an online search, or whether that be a parent hearing something, or whether that be a student sitting in class and make some comment, the key to all of those things is that we have the appropriate resources and personnel to be able to follow up on those. Mm-hmm. And so that does happen. I won't say frequently, but it does happen often that things like that are said, Google searches are made, and so whether that on our devices or that we get reports of, so we have to, we run those things down. We find out, okay, first of all, the kid's okay, and do we call it a threat assessment on them to determine, what, if there's any kind of thought or process there, and then the key is supporting them on the backside. So there's a whole system in place there in regards to that. The other area within school safety and security that I haven't mentioned that is important is basically securing our campuses. And that's one of our greater challenges, I would say. Some at different campuses more than others, just because of the age of the facility. And so we do have some electronic accesses put in all of our front entrances, so that a parent approaches, the door's going to be locked. They can see, okay, it's a parent. Then they press a button and they come in. But the vision and the key for us making continued advances in that is to create comprehensive systems of those, put into all our doors. And so it'll be a big chunk as far as that investment. And I'm hoping that that's where some of that money coming from the state can help and support it. Truthfully, right now, the biggest challenge in getting that complete is not even the money to get it done. It's the devices, the hardware, the people to install it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, that's where the huge backlog is. Even if, even if we said, hey, we're doing this, there's a backlog on that side of it.
Yeah, it could be next summer before we can even get it done.
Well, hopefully, by something like that. But the key would be our technology staff is trained to do some of those things, and so we can do some of it in-house. That just reduces the speed of which we can get it done. And then, of course, we've all heard about the backlog as far as the supply chain adjustment. So
7:30, you want to take a quick break? You're watching the morning show on XL7TV. XL7-TV. Got to get all the letters out. Dr. Jake Long is our guest this morning. We'll be back in just a moment.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment. Their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Overhead Door, a garage door company that has been with your family from the beginning, through all the ups and downs of life. From the small repairs to making your vision a reality. Overhead Door, your trusted garage door expert since 1921. Be sure you're getting the genuine, the original overhead door service.
Call Overhead Door Company of North Arkansas today in Mountain Home. Scrap Daddy's Metals is a full-service scrap recycling center accepting your scrap metals for recycling, paying you top dollar for all of your recyclable metals. They even buy cars and catalytic converters. Give them a call today at 870-424-6120 or visit them at 2821 Highway 5 North in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. We're visiting with Dr. Jake Long, Superintendent of Schools, Mountain Home Public Schools. Dr. Long, how many students do we have enrolled in the district this year?
We're just shy of 3,900, and that's been a pretty steady number since the beginning of the school year. So to be at this point in the school year, you do have some fluctuation all the way through basically the end of this week, but we're just shy of 3,900, which puts us up, about 30 or 40 kids from prior year. But it's really still kind of maintains that, that flat, overall flat line that we've kind of experienced the past 3 or 4 years. Of course, we took a COVID dip, and then we also, of course, we was experiencing some declining enrollment even prior to that. So it's been nice to see that, those stabilize. Our kindergarten class is up a little bit. We're at about 280, 280 plus kids. And so that's the largest kindergarten class we've seen in 3 or 4 or 5 years. So.
That would be the class of 35?
I don't know. I haven't figured it up. They did have a T-shirt. They did have a T-shirt with. We give them all every year. We give them a T-shirt at kindergarten enrollment that is a bomber class of whatever it is, and so yeah, it's you'll get down there and you're going to have your work cut out for you in the coming years as far as the names go. Our parents have gotten really really clever with the names, and not only the names, it's the spelling of the names. Whereas, and it might be her name might be Jack, but it may be spelled, a number of ways.
Jacque.
Yeah. But I get it. I mean, we all, and I'm guilty of it too. I mean, we all want our children to have something unique, and but anyway, it's
I am a T-shirt.
That's right. So it's so the overall start of school has been good in that sense, and then the school safety will continue to be something we build upon throughout the entire school year, especially as some of that funding comes available.
Is there any virtual learning going on right now?
We do have a few kids that are enrolled in our Bomber Virtual Academy. I'd hate to say how many, but it'll be probably less than, that 12 to 10, mark. And of course, those are very unique circumstances. And so the one thing that we learned through, the past 2 or 3 years is it does take a unique set of circumstances and support systems in place to, to support virtual learning. And it's not just, get online a couple hours a day and do your work and expect to get what you would get as far as 6 hours seated time at school. So there's a number of support systems there that definitely need to be in place, and but the vast majority of our parents, are sending their kids to school. So.
What is the relationship between the Guy Berry School and Mountain Home Public Schools? Is it a portion of Mountain Home Public Schools?
Guy Berry?
Yes.
Yeah. So Guy Berry is an entity of Mountain Home Public Schools, the same as Hackler is, the same as high school is, the same as the junior high is. So it's just a separate location. It does span the 6th through 12th grade levels. So, and as opposed to previous years, it was just a qualifying ALE, alternative learning education. And so now it is more of an at-risk. So there's a number of things that could classify a student as at-risk. And then they are focusing their education through a manufacturing industry. And so they're currently focusing on the marine manufacturing. But that has the potential to go a number of ways. And so it is we are our own standalone charter at Guy Berry. Just yesterday they developed a vision statement, and I want to read this vision statement to you because to think about our high school kids, our high school Guy Berry kids developing this. So they're kind of creating their own pathway. It says the vision of Guy Berry, a college and career academy, manufacturing is not that of only manufacturing physical objects such as canoes or other marine products, but rather creating mentally and physically capable young people aimed at improving the communities around them as well as the lives of those who attend GBCCA. So, they are having an opportunity on the front end as we kind of remold the Guy Berry Academy. They're kind of paving the way for this school for years to come. So I'm pretty proud of them.
But they're still reading, writing, arithmetic.
Oh yeah. Well, they're teaching. One of the things that they're teaching is they're creating learning opportunities that teach the math, science, English, and social studies through hands-on learning activities. And so we understand that some of our students need that level of projects and that level of engagement to learn, the relevance of the science that's involved, the relevance of the math that's involved, the relevance of, and when it comes to reading and writing, there's a ton of reflection that has to be done within any manufacturing process. So reflection as far as, writing it out, reading the directions, reading ingredients. I mean, there's just a ton of learning opportunities there. And so that's where their lessons are really tailored from, not the traditional textbooks or the traditional curriculum that may be happening at the other campuses.
Does being a member or a student at the Guyberry Academy, does that bar them from being involved in the social activities such as FBLA or FCA or football or basketball or any of that?
Does not. They can be involved in those the same as any of the other students can. It does take some unique scheduling involved there, but they can certainly be involved, and it's a key to their involvement too.
Well, that takes care of my questions for the moment.
Well, you had some good ones. I wanted to take a moment here to talk about our families being able to be back on campus. So there's going to be a number of opportunities in the near future for families to come in and come back on campus. Of course, over the past 2 years, we limited the parents coming in and eating lunch with their kids, and so we're opening those things back up. We're opening those back up at all campuses. We're going to give our kindergartners a little bit longer, about to the end of the 9 weeks. That's basically so that they continue to get in down their processes, when it comes to lunch and get adapted to everything before, additional distractions come into the...
Little Sally sees Mama come from lunch doesn't mean little Sally's going home.
That's right. So we understand that it does take a little bit more time to make sure that those processes are established for our young ones. But we are excited to welcome our parents back in there, and so our schools are making those accommodations available to our parents, to our grandparents. Our mentoring program, guys, we have almost 100 mentors coming into our high school campus today, actually, between 12 and 1 o'clock. And we haven't been able to have that level of importance. So to see the number of community members that are pushing into our high school campus to help with that mentoring program, and that mentoring program truly does work. And I've heard, Bob Van Haren talk about it, and seen some of these people that have invested in our kids for decades. Some of our community members have been coming into our schools and doing this for decades. But how that works is, as sophomores, a group of kids, about somewhere between 12 and 16 kids, are assigned a mentor. And so in ideal situations, that mentor will serve as a mentor to those same 12 or 16 kids for all 3 years in which they're at high school. So like my group, I was with them last year. I looked at my list. I've got the vast majority of them back this year. And so I get to stay with them, for 3 years and really help them along this process. This is my second group of mentors that mentees I've got to be a part of. And my first group, I started as sophomores with them, went from sophomores, juniors to seniors, and I still have relationships with those kids today. I've hired a couple of them, and then I've written letters of recommendations for some of them. It's just been really fulfilling to see how those relationships exist beyond high school and then into the community, because now that they have a resource, and it's good for both the students and the community members that's coming in there, particularly if they're looking for any kind of help from an employee basis standpoint too. So the mentoring program is in full-fledged. We have had a large number, almost 20 foreign exchange students at Mountain Home High School and the junior high. And so, it's a great group of kids, and to see the diversity that has come in, from all these other countries. It's good to see that program, back in full-fledged, because it was kind of put on the back burner, on hold, and those students had a harder time of coming into our schools. Of course, this Friday, 9/11, I guess will be Sunday, Patriots Day. And so this Friday, some of our campuses are celebrating that or having a recognition, an assembly, remembering what Patriots Day is. We remember where we were on 9/11, and we remember what happened and our experiences of that day. But our students, we got to remember that this is probably not a whole lot different than World War II or D-Day. To them.
Yeah, why do we celebrate Veterans Day?
That's right.
Yeah, they don't have a clue.
That's right. And Patriots Day, even though in the adults' lives, it seems like it was just yesterday. Mm-hmm. At least in my life, it does. I mean, it seems like it was just yesterday. And so I remember exactly why we are, but we got to remember our young people, especially our kindergartners. It could have been 40 years ago or 50 years ago for all they care.
Right. They need to know.
And so the knowing, kind of, and remembering what happened there and kind of what that day stands for is important, and so we have that going on. We also have I mentioned our families coming back into our schools. Grandparents' Day is happening at the kindergarten on September 22nd and 23rd. It takes 2 days there to bring that number of folks in, and so it's going to be exciting to get our grandparents back in our school facilities there.
Let's take a break.
Okay.
46 after the hour. We're going to take a quick break. Dr. Jake Long, Superintendent of Schools, is with us this morning. You're watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Letty's Mexican Restaurant, we're here to keep you safe during these difficult times, as well as serve you the best Mexican food in the area. That's why we've installed a convenient pickup window for all your to-go and pickup orders, as well as a covered outdoor seating area. Give us a call at 870-435-2532 to order your next meal. And don't forget, Letty's also provides catering for small parties or big events. Experience the best in Mexican cuisine. Letty's in Gassville. Close to Lake Norfolk and a short journey to Jordan County Line Liquor is your destination for all your refreshment needs. They offer the widest variety of all your wines, beers, and liquors with the cleanest atmosphere and the largest selection in the area. Not sure what to get? Ask Jordan County Line Liquor's friendly and knowledgeable staff for an expert recommendation you can't go wrong with. Also, don't forget about the Smoker's Den for all your smoking and accessory needs. That's Jordan County Line Liquor, close to Lake Norfolk, located on Highway 177 in Jordan, Arkansas.
Ever been in a cave before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the car!
But how will we...
The car! Your offer has been accepted. Ever bought a house before?
It's our first time.
All right.
Where are you going?
I'll see you at the closing.
But how will we...
The closing!
It's a matter of taste, and at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home, delicious taste is all you will find. Enjoy signature crafted pizzas and appetizers, as well as oven-baked sandwiches, quesadillas, salads, pastas, and desserts. When it comes time to relax or meet up with friends, Brick Oven Pizza has you covered. Handmade cocktails and ice-cold beer are always available at their fully stocked bar. No time to dine in? No problem. Call in your order and use Brick Oven's convenient drive-thru window for all your to-go orders. It's a matter of taste at Brick Oven Pizza Company in Mountain Home.
Welcome back to the morning show on XL7-TV. Dr. Jake Long, Superintendent of Schools, is with us this morning. We're talking about all things education.
Yeah, it's there's a number of activities going on. Of course, all of our fall sports are in full-fledged. Our Lady Bomber volleyball team picked up a big win last night over at Siloam Springs in 5 sets, and so they're currently sitting at 4-1. And so that's really, that's been a highlight of activities that's happening so far. Of course, our cross-country teams You know, they always compete at a very, very high level, and so they'll continue to see success. Our tennis teams saw some success as well, and so just really, you know, getting to see all those activities in play this fall have been enjoyable. But if you get the chance, come out and watch our Lady Bomber volleyball team, because they're fun to watch, and they're getting with it right now.
If you don't want to wait for them to be home, make the short trip over to Harrison tomorrow night.
That's right.
There tomorrow night. So.
That's right. I saw that the kids are dressing up as hillbillies and heading over that way. So should be an interesting dynamics, and I know that Miss Russell and Mitch Husky and the admin team will be on point there, because our kids are getting into they've gotten into supporting the volleyball. The student sections at the football games have been just fantastic,
and it's good.
It is. That's right. And so it just kind of goes to show you the pride, and it's across all sports and activities is what I'm liking. Just the diversity of kids that are jumping in there and wanting to be a part, and so that's been a lot of fun to see that happening. So you're right. The volleyball team taking on Harrison tomorrow night over at Harrison, and so that should definitely be a good time.
The FFA will be bringing their show animals to district fair and then on to state fair after that. So that's a big thing.
It is a huge thing.
We have a great FFA program here. We have a lot of great social activity programs here. But the FFA, they'll be moving their show animals, if they haven't already, to the district fair at Harrison.
That's right. And they, of course, we had the Baxter County Fair here, and I got to go out and see, you know, the work that the kids have put in into not just their animals, but all the things that they, you know, compete in there. And it was a lot of fun. And of course, you know, our kids did great. They always do. But they always do, and they compete at a high level, district, then the state, then, you know, all those. This was the first year in which the district or the county fair aligned with the first week of school. So I think Josh Baker and Carson White and all those guys, I think they had a busy intro week, but I could see it on their face. They were kind of wore out from that. But, you know, we do have a fantastic FFA program. They we're one of the few schools that offer hands-on agri, industrial arts type classes all the way down to the 7th grade. And so Mr. Tyler Lewis does that for us all the way to our Pinkston kids. I'm not aware of any other school district in the state of Arkansas that's doing that level and that are giving our kids that level of opportunities. So pretty excited about all things school related there. One other thing I wanted to mention before, you know, we might talk about the future of, you know, the millage project, and there is our PTO is having their monthly meeting on September the 20th. So it'll be on Tuesday, September the 20th, and that will be at Pinkston. And so that will start at, I believe, 5 o'clock. And in conjunction with the PTO meeting, we are also doing our annual report to the public. And so the report to the public has, in years past, been done at the September board meeting. But because of us wanting to make sure that our parents are engaged and knowing, you know, the things that we're doing as far as supporting our kids, and we've decided to move that report to the public to the PTO meeting. So it gives our parents a dual purpose: come and get involved with PTO, and then also hear about our schools as we present our annual report to the public. So that'll happen on September 20th. It's a Tuesday night, and it'll be at Pinkston Middle School.
I just have to ask, you're having a PTO meeting, you haven't addressed the public, and you want the parents to be involved, but you're starting it at 5 o'clock.
Well,
Most
they
parents
have
don't get off work
they
until
have dinner.
5 o'clock.
They are having dinner beforehand. So
Okay.
so I think that what was it? Barbecue. She's having barbecue, so parents can come directly from
from work.
Come to work. The presentation and the meeting, it may not actually start at 5 o'clock, and I'll have to get back to you on that time. But that's where I knew that they had told me that's when I need to be there. So
maybe they're just playing that.
That's right.
Do you have a history, Jake?
I do. So you during break you mentioned kind of what's the next steps with regards to the millage.
Yeah, I think it's important for people to be updated on where you are. Is there a game plan being put in place? Are there still tours of the school being offered? We still have the problem. The problem didn't go away.
That's right. That's right. The problem did not go away. And on the 25th, I believe, the 25th of August, I held an open forum at the high school, and the purpose of that was just simply to hear and to listen, or answer questions. And so there was probably about 60 or 70 people showed up for that, and I listened and I answered questions, and so we're going back to the drawing boards and making any kind of adjustments on the feedback that we could. And so let me just bring up 2 points that seem to be the biggest points of contentions. The first one was special election. Why did you choose a special election? And of course, that question is different for 2022 than what it would be for 2023, because there's no election. So any election, any of the 4 dates in 2023 will be a special election. And of course, the answer to the why was it a special election this year was, our not wanting to involve, the school funding and the school millage issue in relationship with any kind of partisan politics issue. And so both in the May primary and then the November general, you had partisan elections happening. Mm-hmm. And so, I don't think how our schools should be funding should be a partisan issue. And I didn't want it to be a part of that. And so I answered that question. I talked about what that could look like in 2023. The other question was within the ballot language itself. And they felt like the last line of the ballot language left it a little bit too loose. And so we're looking, and I'm working with the bond attorneys to see how can we tighten that up. And I agree. How can we make it, give the patrons the most confidence in the school system, because that ballot language is like a contract between the taxpayer and the school system. Mm-hmm. So how can we make sure that it is tight enough to achieve, the overall design purposes? So I'm looking at that. I've heard that feedback. I'm going to take it. I gave tours last week. I spoke at the the Baxter County Republicans Committee last week. So I'm still answering questions, still giving tours, still providing information. And so if anybody has anything that they need there, I'm more than available.
The need is there. It's not going to just disappear and go away.
That's right.
What about the funds that were offered or available through the state? Will those dissipate? Will those just disappear? Are those out there for if something passes in 23? Will there be money there?
I think
Matching
there will.
Funds?
I think there will be. We are approved. We have some work to do as far as that, because I'm afraid that the funding that is available is not going to be near to the extent of which it was. I'm still working on that. But if funded, we'll know in May of 23 if our program or if our project will be funded. So we'll have to kind of wait and see on that. But the overall project, the demo and replace, is still an approved project. We just have to wait and determine if it's going to be funded from the state.
And I know we don't have much time left, but isn't a portion of that a state mandate? We have got to do something?
Well, yeah, there's the places that have been qualified for demo and replacement. Yes, the state will want to know, how are we addressing this? In fact, I already had to answer the question, okay, we saw your millage failed. When you're going to address this, what's your next plan? And so I told them, I said, I don't have a plan currently, but we're working on that. and then we'll go from there.
Dr. Long, thank you for your time. We appreciate you when you come in each month, and we'll see you again next month, but we'll see you before that.
Yeah. Thanks for the opportunity.
You've been watching The Morning Show on XL7-TV. We'll see you tomorrow.